Hi and welcome back. Welcome to the second module. This video will cover the topic of research and the significant role that research plays on the job search. So what we really want to do is reframe the way we think about the job search. In other words, job search is really doing job research. And what I encourage you all to do is to start applying your amazing research skills to the job search. As advanced degree seeking students, you have amazing research skills and you can leverage those skills on the job search. Let's talk about the tools and resources you need to start your research. So the first tool that we want to dive into is called InnerStride. I hope many of you already know and use it and have activated your account using your UT email and then doing the dual login. The function that we want to focus within InnerStride today is the Visa Insight database. The Visa Insight database is the best resource that you can use to find companies that have sponsored visas in the last 3 years. InnerStride, just to give you a little bit of context, is a career platform that was specifically designed to address the needs and challenges of international students. And I encourage you to explore all of the other functionality that's embedded within the tool. So going back to the Visa Insight tool. The Visa Insight tool will help you identify and find sponsorship opportunities. As you can see, you can filter by visa type. In this case, we're looking at an H-1B example. We can search by industry. Here we're searching by consulting. And the information and the data that's presented to us is from the year 2020. When we put in this criteria, it produces a list of companies that are hiring and sponsoring international candidates. This is extremely important because what you are identifying here are employers and companies that value international talent, which means these companies can be at the top of your targeted list of companies that you will be applying to when you're getting ready to apply for positions on the job market. If you click on the specific consulting firm, you can dive a little bit deeper and look at the specific positions that are being sponsored because it allows you to filter down to the positions and to look at the number of positions that are being sponsored in those roles. Another reason this is important is because as you're tracking the types of positions that are being sponsored, which is also going to inform your job search strategy, you can find the job descriptions for these types of positions and start what we would call doing a job description analysis by reflecting on how you can position and leverage your strengths to align with what these job descriptions are asking for. Another thing you can identify is some areas of weakness or growth that you need to develop while you're still a graduate student here at UT, and so that you can use the resources and the programs available to you, whether it's doing an experiential learning experience like an internship or working on a project where you be developing a skill set that's essential for a management analyst position. As you're doing the job description analysis, make sure to ask yourself these reflective questions, or what we would call research questions, right? You want to be able to answer these. How can you position yourself for these positions? Who can you ask for advice? Where are international students from UT getting positions? How do your skills align with these positions? And how can I leverage my international experience so that I can stand out from domestic applicants? The purpose of this tool, this Visa Insight database, is to really allow you to create a list of targeted companies with an incredibly strong sponsorship track record. It allows you to create a list that's informed by data and that leads you to follow companies that have a strong track record of hiring and valuing international talent. So, at this point, I encourage you to begin your research and compile a list of companies that sponsor international candidates, as well as making a list of positions and roles that are being sponsored within those organizations. Right now, we're going to pivot and look at the functionality of another tool. I think most of you are familiar with LinkedIn, but let's dive a little bit deeper and look at how you can use it and take advantage of it as an international applicant. So one of my favorite functionalities of LinkedIn is to do an advanced people search. And there's a lot of value in doing an advanced people search because you can find individuals who used to be international graduate students who are now working professionals in different industries and organizations that you can find and that you can connect with so that you can ask them for an informational interview to learn about how they navigated the sponsorship in this country. You can learn about their story that can generate ideas about how you might be able to navigate your own path after you graduate or as you're getting ready to graduate. So this is an example of how to do an advanced people search to look at the connection that you have with somebody through a nationality, maybe even a country you used to live in. So here, for example, you would put China, University of Texas in Austin. That's the mutual connection, as well as you can also use your undergrad university, or the university that you're affiliated with if you did your undergrad back home or wherever that place may be, right? All of us move around all the time. You can also include a title or the position that you're interested in connecting with, which would create an even more targeted or hyper-targeted list of alumni that you can connect with to learn about them, their story, how they navigated the immigration process and the sponsorship process. How did they have those difficult conversations with employers? How did they present themselves as knowledgeable and effective leaders in organizations that reassured the employer that they're a great person to bring onto their team? And at this point, through the power of research, as we all know, you have created a job search that is targeted because of your research. Once you go home or you are at home listening to this, you will spend and block off some time on your calendar to create a list of companies with a strong track record of hiring international talent that you will, of course, make using the Visa Insight tool in InnerStride. And then after you have done that, you can start connecting and finding individuals that you want to either connect with on LinkedIn. That would be the initial connection, and then follow up with an email or a longer message asking them for an informational interview so that you can learn from them in their story in more detail. You can also start tracking that information and create your own database that you can use to inform the way that your job search progresses. This is the end of the research video, and please move on to the third module where we will talk in more depth about networking.